Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to Football Carnage. Yo, my fault, guys. I almost had a brain fart there. But yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. And you guys already know what time it is. We got a football frenzy for you guys on this Friday afternoon. Yo, hope everybody's doing good. I need you guys to definitely smash that like button for me. And if you catch me while I'm live, make sure you get in that chat. And if not, get in the comment section if you catch me after the video is over. And, you can let me know what you think about some of the stories that we're going to be talking about. Now, yo, I don't know about you guys, but I've been having a really good week, right? It's like, first full week since the Euros and Copa Americas ended. I feel a little bit recharged. I'm feeling good. But I am a bit surprised, though, in terms of the transfer news. It hasn't really been as much as I thought, right? So that's kind of taking me back a little bit. But nonetheless, we got a few stories to talk about today. We're going to be talking about Chelsea quite a few times because they've been in the news, for obvious reasons. And there's some transfer news as well. What's going on with Arsenal and Calafiori. PSG are close to signing João Neves. And look, it's just a few other things that we got to get into. So as I said, make sure to smash that like button, get in the live chat. Give me your takes. I'll make sure that I read those out. Big up to everybody that's in here already. But yeah, man, let's just get straight into it. But first, big up to my guy, Adam, who's in the chat as always supporting my guy. But yo, let's get into it, man. Let's kick it off. Now, I didn't really want to talk about this, right? Like, I didn't really want to talk about the Enzo Fernandez situation. But I just feel like I've been seeing it everywhere. And it's like, if you're going to be doing a live show, especially during this time, and you don't talk about it, I kind of feel like you're missing out on content. So I'm going to give my take on the whole Enzo thing. And unless you guys have been living underneath the rock, you don't got no internet service, or maybe you just took a vacation and you decided to not bring any of your electronics, then you would have seen what happened with Enzo and the Argentinian national team after they won Copa America, right? He was on Instagram Live. They were singing a song. And a lot of people are saying that the song is like racist and it's discriminatory and all these different things. Now, of course, the fallout from this has been huge. I'm talking about everybody online is getting on Enzo. His teammate, Wesley Fofana, reposted the video on his IG story and on his Twitter page, criticizing his teammate, right? And this is kind of just blew up, right? Like, I don't really know what's next for Enzo and Chelsea. So I'll start off by saying this, right? If you watch this channel, you know that I rate Enzo Fernandez. You know that I think he is a very, very good player. And now I kind of got to drop the Enzo propaganda. because you're moving a little mad out here. Now, do I believe that Enzo Fernandez is racist? No. Do I think he's ignorant? Yes, right? Because for me, the song that they were singing, according to how everybody's interpreting the words, right? Because I don't speak Spanish, so I can only rely on what people are saying, the words are saying, right? They beat Colombia in the Copa America final. They're on the team bus heading back to the hotel, or maybe they're headed to like the private jet to, go back to Argentina, whatever they're doing. They're on a bus. And they're singing a song about French players. They're basically singing about how your father is from Cameroon, right? Your mom's from like Zimbabwe, and I'm paraphrasing here, but your passport is French. Now, to me, this does not come off as racist. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, it comes off as ignorant and stupid because just because your parents or your grandparents are from another country and then they migrate to another country, if you're born wherever they migrated, yes, you are now from that country. That's how America works. That's how France works, right? So I don't necessarily think that they thought the chants that they were doing were racist, but it is ignorant because you can't say that somebody's not truly French just because their parents are from Africa, if that makes sense. To me, I think he has to understand that. See, I don't even know how I want to say this because it's such like a sensitive topic, but he has to understand that people can be offended by that. And I think that he does understand it now, which is why you saw him put out a comment, basically apologizing for his actions. And I think that that's a good first step, even though people are saying, oh, it's just PR. But I mean, there's nothing else that he could have done. Like, what else can he do? He has to apologize. He has to make a public statement. And I think the way that his teammates reacted, it shows that they're not really that close. Because how I view it is, if one of my boys did this, right, and he made like a comment or was singing a song that I was offended by because I thought it was racist, right? I think I would have hit my friend up and I'd have been like, yo, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, what happened with this video? And then if you had explained it in a proper way and then apologized and then also made a statement like what Enzo did, then I'd be like, you know what? All right, fair enough. He didn't know what he was doing. But the fact that all the French players at Chelsea have unfollowed him, right? The fact that Fofana posted on Instagram and on Twitter, I'm thinking he probably didn't talk to them. The first thing I would have done if I was Enzo, I'd have got, because I'm pretty sure all these players are in the group chat, right? Like, there's got to be a players group chat. I'd have got in there and I would have apologized. I would have made it clear that I didn't think what I was doing was going to offend anybody in that kind of way, because they did want to offend the French national team, because the song is basically saying France, yeah, they're a powerful team, but all their best players, their ancestry is from Africa. That's what they're saying. So I don't think they meant it in a racist way. I think they meant it to take jabs at France. But nonetheless, look, it's a very ignorant thing to do because, again, just because you're from immigrant parents or immigrant grandparents, it doesn't mean that you're less French than somebody else that was born there. So basically, if a black person is born in France and a white person is born in France, they're both French. It doesn't matter where the black person originally, where his origins come from. He's born in the country. He's French. End of the story. And to me, that's what has to be kind of the main thing here in terms of educational wise, because we all know the history of Argentina and that country when it comes to black people, right? In the early 1900s, it was a madness going on there, which is why you don't really see that many black people in Argentina, which is why I don't think I've ever seen a black player for that national team because of just the history with that country. So I think when you put all those things together, and then you have the Argentinian national team kind of mocking that these French players are originally from Africa, it comes off very bad, and people are just going to automatically run with the racist kind of framing for this. So, yeah, look, that's kind of how I view it. I don't know how you guys do, but it's just weird. Like, it's super weird. I think people want to kind of just run with that narrative. I don't think he's racist. I think he's just ignorant, like most of those players. And, he grew up in Argentina as well, right? Like, he's from Argentina, born and raised. I think he played for, was it River Plate? Then got the move to Benfica. Then got this move to Chelsea. And yeah, it's just a shit show at the moment. I wonder what they're gonna do with him. And I don't believe they're gonna sell him. There's no way. You can't sell Enzo Fernandez. He costs too much money. He's too much of an investment that they've recently made. And if they were to sell him right now, you would lose a lot of money on him. So I don't think that's gonna happen. I think what's gonna happen is they'll probably, I'd say, they suspend him. I think he misses like 3 to 4 games. I'd probably hit him with like a big fine as well. And I think aside from whatever Chelsea decide to do, he himself, I'm pretty sure he had a vacation planned, right? Because he won the final. He went deep in his international tournament as well. So usually he doesn't have to come back for preseason as fast as everybody else does. But if I was him, fuck the vacation. I'm getting on the first plane to London to meet with my teammates to sort this out. Because the dressing room harmony is going to be very crucial for Chelsea next season. They have a new manager. They're still a very young squad. You need all these guys to be on the same page. You don't need any kind of animosity. You don't need any kind of in-house fighting. So if I was him, forget the vacation, bro. Go to whatever the hell their training ground is, and you call all your teammates in there. You give a face-to-face apology, and you hope that they accept it. Because I'm telling you, they have the right to feel how they do. I don't like the narrative that people were trying to spin online that Wesley Fofana made it worse. And even if he did make it worse by putting more eyes on it, so what? It's not on him, right? It's on Enzo to now make it right. So I don't get how people are trying to get on Fofana. He felt offended. He made it known. He called it out. That's what more people should do. If you feel offended, say something, especially when what offended you was done in public, then you should address it in public. Now, if this all happened off camera and we had no idea about it, then fair enough. If something happens offline, then handle it offline. But once it's in person, or not in person, but like once it's posted on a public forum, then yeah, it should be addressed publicly. So I have no issue with what Fofana did. I also have no issue with all the Chelsea players that were affected or that felt some kind of way unfollowing Enzo. He has to make it up to them. So I think, look, the apology, whether it's PR or not, whether he really typed it or his agent might have done it or his PR team, who knows who really posted that, right? Because just because it's on his account doesn't mean that he would have wrote that up, whatever. So we'll see what happens. But I just want to more so talk about the fallout with Enzo Fernandez and this whole situation. Because as I said, you can't sell him unless you're going to be willing to lose a lot of money. And I think that Chelsea are going to be relying on him next season. I think he is their best midfielder. I think he is really talented. And I wanted Real Madrid to go in and sign this guy. And I know that I made a few jokes like, yo, you know what, Chelsea? Sell him to Madrid for 20 million. And our French players and Vinicius will teach him some respect and, you know, educate him. That's just me being a little funny. But all jokes aside, you have to realize that you can't be saying stuff like that, especially publicly, when you're not sure how it's going to be taken. I always have a rule where it's like, if this can be taken the wrong way, why say it? And then why would you even go on live? Like, it's just idiotic to me. I think Enzo Fernandez is an idiot because nobody would have known about this if he wasn't on Instagram Live. So now you've got yourself implicated in this. You got your Argentinian teammates implicated in this. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, imagine if, let's say, like Lo Celso, he's on that video singing. Now he's got to get some fallout from that. He's got to have a conversation with Tottenham, right? Maybe some of the other guys that are seen in the video now got to have conversations with their clubs because now their teammates are going to be pissed off. I was talking to my boy Staffy on his channel the other day, and I was like, that's basically the equivalent of if a man's doing a bachelor party and the groom, right, the guy that's going to get married is at the bachelor party cheating on his, you know, soon-to-be wife with the stripper. And now here comes his best man on IG Live recording it all. It's like, bro, well, like, what are you doing? You've just messed up everything. But, yeah, let's see. I don't think, as I said, people, I don't think Enzo is racist. Just ignorant. That's all. And maybe there's not a high immigration turnover in Argentina. I have no idea, right? Because I feel like everybody there is, they're all kind of like the same in terms of ethnic groups. But in like America and a lot of countries in Europe, like England, France, right? Even the German national team, like immigrants come to these countries. They have kids. When their kids are born there, that's what they are. They can have their ancestry can come from Africa, but if they're born in France, you're French. Come on. So yeah, just definitely has to be educated on that. But I fully do believe he knew exactly what he was doing. I just don't think that he believed it was going to be taken the way that it has been online, because there's no way you'd record yourself doing that if you saw all this coming. And if he did, and if he would have saw this coming and he just didn't care, then yeah, we gotta examine his head, because maybe he might be the first football player in this sport to have CTE. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the situation down below in the comment section. I just kept seeing it everywhere, so I was like, all right, maybe I'll try to talk about it, but I don't actually care about the situation like that, bro. If I'm being honest, like if I was a Chelsea fan, I think I'd care a lot more. But none of my players were on that team bus, so it's not really a me issue where I care that much about it. But big up to everybody that's in here, though, guys. Make sure to smash that like button. Phineas, what's going on, bro? Staffy, you're a bum. You're a bum, and you're mid. Staffy hype. Staffy hype. What's going on, Rajat? Yes, sir, people. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Adam says, Chelsea are going to be playing Wrexham on this Wednesday in Santa Clara. Okay. That is awesome, bro. Race. Rashad. Cavani had problems with the guy 3-game ban. Yes, I remember it was like an IG story. Forgot what word he used, but I don't even think it was like an offensive word. It's like negrito. I think it means like black friend or something like that. And yeah, that was the issue as well. But anyways, get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think should happen to Enzo Fernandez. And, do you think it was racist or whatever? Just get in the comment section. Let me know. But yeah, I want to move off of this, bro, because I don't really got too much to say on it anymore. But look, we're talking about Chelsea, and I got a few more stories with them. But we're going to go to arguably their biggest rivals, and that's Arsenal. Now, what the hell is going on with them and Calafiori? How is this deal still not wrapped up yet? Because when the Euros first ended, Fabrizio Romano was tweeting every day for like 4 days straight about how this deal is at the final stages, and it's going to be wrapped up soon, and that, Calafiori is waiting on Arsenal. Arsenal really want Calafiori. The negotiations between them and Bologna are going good. The clubs have good relations because Arsenal bought Tomiyasu. How the hell is this deal still not complete yet? And this is my problem with Arsenal, because it seems like everything that they do transfer-wise, it always drags. What the hell is Edu and Arteta and that backroom staff doing? Are they sleeping? Because they're clearly not working on transfers. I don't even get why they're in for Calafiori. You don't need them. You need a center mid and a striker. You out here pinching pennies for another center back? What are we doing? Chat, am I crazy? Like, do Arsenal actually need Calafiori? I think he's a decent player. I don't get all the hype that's coming with him, right? Let's be honest. 99% of you did not watch Bologna last season. Nobody did, unless you're from Italy. On top of that, I think all this hype has recently come from the Euros, where he did have a good tournament. But is he what Arsenal needs right now? They're in a title race where they're supposed to be next season. They're trying to win big honors. Arsenal have a lot of pressure next season on them. And I get people are saying, oh, well, Calafiori could play left back. Fair enough. I think he's better than Zinchenko, so I hear it. But then if you're still trying to negotiate a deal for him, why aren't we seeing links with other transfers? Do you only need a center back? Like, is this what Arsenal are indicating, that they're not going to be trying to sign a center mid or a striker? I've literally been hearing nothing from them. It's actually a joke. Like, I don't think Arsenal are a serious club. I really don't. And it makes me mad because I like Arsenal. But these guys move like they're Man City, right? Like, they're moving like they've already won it all, and they're the ones who just won the Premier League 4 times in a row. They're the ones that just did a treble, 2 seasons ago? I don't get it. Now, they're saying that they're between the clubs, and Fabrizio confirmed this as well. There is a little discrepancy in terms of how much money the final fee will be, and that's what's taking so long. They're also saying that Arsenal wanted to use Kiwior in this deal to maybe lower the price. But Kiwior doesn't want to go to Bologna because he's being linked with the move to AC Milan, to Juventus. Why the hell would he want to go to Bologna? I wouldn't sign off on that deal either. Arsenal, pay the money. What are we doing here? It's actually a joke. I don't get how anybody rates Edu. Like, this guy, every window, does nothing. Literally, what do they do? They have a free run at Calafiori, and they're wasting it. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody comes in and signs him. I would not be surprised if this guy does not end up at Arsenal. Just facts. I don't really understand. This deal should have been done a week ago. Still waiting. You need a winger, you need a striker, you need a center mid, but you're out here penny pinching over Calafiori. Can somebody actually tell me why you rate him that highly? For anybody that does, for anybody that's gassing him up, because I've seen more aura pictures of him on the timeline than I've seen clips of him playing football. I wonder why he's getting hyped up so much. Flavor of the month. Edu, absolute joke. I don't understand it at all, bro. Like, get the deal done. But how come you could see Manchester United, right? They're working on multiple deals at one time. Why can't Arsenal? It's mad. I don't think Arsenal are going to be in for as good of a season as they're hoping for. I don't really think that they're going to get that much business done this summer. I don't really think that they're going to sign anybody that's going to really move the needle. I don't think Calafiori moves the needle for Arsenal. Is he an upgrade over Zinchenko? Yeah. But is he going to be the difference between them winning the league or not? No. You also got Jurrien Timber that's coming back. So he could play at left back as well. I just don't get it. I don't at all, chat. It's very weird to me. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody's chat, so I'm scrolling up a little bit. Where the heck? Okay, here we go. Euro hype. Can you cook that transfer again, please? What you mean, Phineas? What you mean, bro? Garnacho used gorilla emojis too about Onana. Yeah, but I mean, I think he was doing that to like his teammate as like was like a compliment. I don't necessarily think there's anything in that. Okay, let's go. So Coach Jordan says, I'm bored of Calafiori deal. They have taken the excitement out of it. By the time he signs, I won't even be excited. Maybe Arsenal are lining up a mega deal. They usually move quiet. Arsenal do not usually move quiet, at least from my memory. What Arsenal usually do is they drag out these deals and then they get it done. But it's like, why not move faster in the market, right? Like the Euros were going on. Copa America was going on. Everybody else wasn't really doing that much. So why didn't you take advantage of that time? Like, why are you now waiting to when everybody is now in the market to try and get your business done? It's weird. That's my main issue with it. Did you remember they accused Man City about 115 charges? Guess what? They said there would be a court order in November. I don't know if you followed that yet. No, I did not see anything about Man City and those charges. I wasn't even paying attention, if I'm going to be honest with you. Arsenal isn't serious. They're still trying to buy. Exactly, bro. Like, Arsenal do not actually care about winning trophies. They're just happy to be in the running for the Premier League. They're just happy to be in the conversation and come top 4. Because nothing that these guys are doing shows me that they're actually wanting to compete. And you know, it's actually crazy, Phineas and everybody else that's watching. If Arsenal don't start winning trophies soon, they're going to end up losing a bunch of these players that they rate. How long do you think William Saliba's going to be at Arsenal just not winning shit? You don't think he talks to his French teammates, other players abroad? You don't think that Camavinga, Tchouameni, Mbappe, Ferland Mendy, you don't think that they'll be like, yo, bro, what are you doing at Arsenal? You're not winning nothing. Come to Madrid. You don't think Saka talks to his English teammates? You don't think that, like, these guys have ambition? Like, they're not going to all just be happy to just stay at Arsenal and not win trophies. So they got to get that shit together fast. Let's see. Did I say it wrong? I probably did pronounce it wrong. That's all right. Let's see. No, never watched Calafiori play. Bro, most people didn't watch Calafiori play. Like, it is what it is. Total Eclipse, what's going on, bro? Big up to you, my guy. All right. But let's keep it moving. And big up to my guy, Bilal. All right, yeah. But anyways, like, Arsenal, complete joke in this transfer window so far. I mean, it's actually embarrassing. I don't get how Edu is still on the job, but it is what it is. Free run at Calafiori. Instead of wrapping the deal up quickly, no, we're going to haggle over like $5 million. Fucking hell. If you believe that he's the guy, get the deal done. I don't know why I just went back to Enzo, but whatever. Now, let's move to João Neves and PSG. Now, has anybody in the chat watched this kid before? Because I'd be lying to you if I told you that I watched Benfica. I don't even think that we get the Portuguese league here in America. I probably got to find it on like a Buki stream, right, where I'm hitting the play button 10 times and I'm getting like 15 ads. And then after like the 20th time of me pressing the play button, then the game starts in a foreign language. Not even in Portuguese. It might be in like Arabic or something crazy like that. But look, this guy's been getting a lot of hype. And I actually also want to know where the hell are Benfica creating all these João players, right? Like, I mean, how many Joãos are we going to see in world football? I mean, geez. You guys, João Felix, that's also from Benfica. You guys, João Neves. You guys, João Cancelo. You guys, João Gomez. When did this name become so popular? Like, what's going on here? Point is, a lot of people want this kid, but it looks like PSG are the favorites to sign him. And they've had a few bids rejected, but they're still in for him. And I already predicted this, people. I said PSG are going to be in for a really big transfer window. You don't lose a player like Mbappe for free without you responding. Because if not, those French fans got to burn down the Parc des Princes. They got to spend at least $300 to $400 million this summer. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they got to get it done. They got to go in there and sign some big-name attackers, right? Go revamp that midfield. And you got to have a different approach to how you want to build your team to eventually win a Champions League. Because don't think PSG have spent €1 billion just to dominate France. They could have dominated France spending half of that. They want to win the Champions League. They're basically trying to do what Man City did, right? Because Man City never won the Champions League until a few seasons ago. And they spent all that money to get to that point. Now, PSG's projects have failed, right? They've tried to do the big money stuff with Neymar and Mbappe. They brought in Messi, right? You saw Sergio Ramos and these guys coming in, and it didn't work. So now it's like, what could the plan be? In my opinion, if I was the director of PSG, if I'm the one that's in charge of the transfers and trying to shape the future, I would personally try and do like a youth kind of thing, right? Go into the market, find young players with high potential, bring them in, develop them, and then build a team that way. For example, what Chelsea are doing, I think that's what PSG should be doing. Because I think they'd still be able to win most of the trophies domestically in France. And then you get to build up these good players that are young. And then if half of them reach their potential, you got a really good squad there. And if you take Mbappe out of that team, right, because he's gone already, they look like a Wolverhampton side. Like, it's not good. Their midfield is mid. Their attack is mid. They got to revamp. How long has, I don't even know who the hell owns PSG. Is it the Qataris, the Saudis? It's one of them oil countries. They've been there like over a decade. How much money have they spent? And this is the squad that they currently have? It's not good enough. I think right now PSG have been failing in their project because you don't have a Champions League. So why are you spending all this money? You don't bring in Neymar and Messi to just win Ligue 1 and the Copa de France. Now, what I've heard about João Neves is, again, I've not watched him. I'm not one of those YouTubers who lies to the people and tells them that I watched everything that he's done and I've known about this player since forever. I've known about him for a while, but I never got around to watching a full game. I saw him play a few times in the Euros a few weeks ago, and he looked okay. But what I've heard people tell others is that he's not that good defensively. Like, he's more of an 8 than he is a 6. I think he's listed as like a CDM. But I hear that his best qualities is like with the ball and kind of advancing it. So, I mean, the potential has to be there if all these clubs are in for him. And I think this would be a good signing for PSG. And I fucked up his age here. He is not 22 years old. Fucking hell. That's okay. But yeah, we'll see though, if he ends up going there. But for me, I think PSG, this is the right kind of moves that they need to make, right? Go bring in young players. You could put him in the midfield next to Zaire Emery. Vitinha's there as well. And then in attack, you got to spend some bread to replace Mbappe's goals. But guess what? We're not going to even know how they play because who's going to really be watching PSG next season if it's not in the Champions League, right? Or am I crazy? Let me see. Benfica's my Portuguese team. His raw talent. He's too small. Ooh, okay. How big is he? I don't even know. Says, yo, like João. It's just a popular name in Portuguese-speaking countries. He definitely probably needs to bulk up to play Prem ball. Not for sure, bro. Qatar. Okay. There we go. Xavi Simons don't want to go back to the club. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, why not? Why doesn't Xavi Simons want to play for PSG? Like, what have they done to him? What's the beef? Can somebody explain that to me? Because it's super weird. I got you. But all right, man, let's keep it moving. By the way, guys, I am doing another live show in about 2 hours from now. Gonna be me and my guy Eddie. Gonna be talking about a bunch of these stories and whatnot. So, make sure to also tune into that. Just want to kind of plug that. But yeah, let's keep it moving because I still got a few more things to get into. So this one is very surprising. West Ham are reportedly in for N'Golo Kante. Who the hell saw this coming? I need you guys to get in the comment section and let me know what you think about N'Golo Kante possibly joining West Ham. I cannot see this deal happening. If I was him, I'd be staying in Saudi Arabia. I'm not leaving them to go sign for a mid-table Premier League club. Why would I do that? N'Golo Kante is one of the rare players in this sport that's completed football. He's won multiple Premier Leagues, World Cup, Champions League, Super Cup, FA Cup. Every trophy that he could have won in his career, he's won it. He's 33 years old. He's getting paid a bag to kick ball in Saudi. Why the hell would you go to West Ham? Now, if this was, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Man United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG even, we're having a different conversation. But no disrespect to West Ham. Why the hell would he want to go there? I don't get it. To do what? One of the main concerns with Kante when he was in the Premier League was his injuries. The guy couldn't stay fit to save his life. And the league, I think his body just broke down, right? And N'Golo Kante, you know that joke, right? Like, what, 75% of the earth is covered in water and the rest is covered by Kante. This guy is an engine in midfield. He just runs. And I think, his body kind of suffered from that. So towards the end of his time at Chelsea, he was barely playing because of the injuries. He went to Saudi, and let's be honest, most of us forgot about him because 90% of people are not watching Al Ittihad on a regular basis. Even though next season, chat, I will be doing Saudi watch-alongs. I did the King Cup last season against Al Nazar and Al Hilal, and that game was fire. And if they keep buying big-name players, I'll start doing watch-alongs for the big games for sure. But I think Kante has kind of reemerged and announced himself again to the world of football with the Euro performance that he had. Because France were shit. And Kante was one of the only bright spots in that team. I actually can't believe how bad France looked in the Euros. And I can't believe that Didier Deschamps is still in a job. I'd have sacked his ass after the tournament ended. But Kante, man of the match in multiple games. He was cooking. He had to remind people, like, yo, just because I'm in Saudi, don't forget that I'm here. And I'll hold my hands up and I'll tell you this. I was one of the people that said, why the hell is Kante starting over Tchouaméni and Camavinga? I didn't like the pairing of Kante and Rabiot. Like when I was first seeing their lineup for their first game. I'm like, yo, why are they playing my guys? Where's Tchouaméni? Where's Camavinga? But I tell you what, Kante shut me the hell up with those performances that he put in. And now I think teams that might have forgot about Kante are like, whoa, maybe we should try and bring him in. Let's not forget that Kante has been fit last season. He played most of the games for Al Ittihad. He was in every game for the Euros, fit, putting in man of the match performances, slide tackles, carrying the ball. The only complaint that I have with Kante is his passing is mid, right? Like, he's a good ball carrier, and he's great defensively. But when it's time to pass the ball after he carries it, he's like a deer in headlights. Bro doesn't know what the hell to do. But aside from that, if you're talking about a 6/8 and a pivot, he's an excellent player. But if I'm him, I'm not leaving Saudi to come back to England to play for West Ham. And they're not going to even be able to pay you as much money as what you're on right now. It makes no sense. They're saying that Al Ittihad would want $20 million to get this deal done. If I'm West Ham, I'm going to try and get it done. But from Conte's POV, I don't get how this benefits him. You're going to take less money to come back to England and lose? Because West Ham aren't going to win anything. Let's be honest. So when I saw this story, I was very confused. I'm like, there's just no way. But you know how it is, right? When players have a good summer tournament, you know, people are back to monitoring them, man. You know, now they're like the flavor of the month and all these things, even though I think Kante is a different situation. But, yo, get in the chat, get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Kante possibly coming back to the Premier League to sign with West Ham. That'd be a crazy move, right? Rajat says AC Milan, Dortmund as well. Enter Juve. Go to that sort of club. Yeah, bro. Like, not a West Ham. Oh, did I not? I didn't click. Oh, okay. I just made it. He says, Kante is a tournament player at this point. Don't overhype the Euros. You know who also told me that was, I remember for Copa, right? Like, James Rodriguez is my second favorite player of all time. And I was talking about how he could still perform in a top 5 league in Europe. And everybody was like, yo, he's a tournament player, bro. Like, he's not that guy anymore. And, you know, maybe people are right, you know. But I think when you have the kind of resume that Kante does, right? When you've seen everything that he's won, when you've seen the kind of player that he's been, after that Euro performance, there's probably clubs out there who are thinking if he can stay fit, then we can get a good version of Kante. He's no longer world class, but I think even Kante not being the player that he used to be, he's still better than a lot of other guys in that same position. But I get what you're saying, though, Phineas. I hear you, bro. Let's see. Yep, he only left Chelsea last year. And I think he joined Al Ittihad with Benzema. Benzema is there as well. So I don't think Al Ittihad would want to sell Kante, right? I think if you sell a player like Kante, you know, that's going to hurt you financially. That's going to hurt, you know, what you're going to be able to do in the league. I'm pretty sure that Al Ittihad aren't spending all this money to not win trophies, to not compete for the Saudi league, right? So, you know, and also they're not just signing these players to just sign them. Like, there's also a bigger plan to this, right? By you signing all these big name players, you're also going to be bringing in more money to the country. You're also going to be able to, get more exposure on the country as well. And if you're Kante, who's Muslim, he probably fits right in with that culture. So why would you leave, make less money, and play for West Ham? Again, no disrespect, but come on, guys. Let me see. So Jordan says they loaned out Xavi. Okay, so we're talking about Xavi Simons. Okay. I'll make sure I'll read that comment again, bro. I'll come back to that. Nah, I mean, I hear you, football reasons, but bro, he's 33 years old. What new challenge? He's completed football. There's nothing left for him to do, my guy. And then Jordan says they can buy Partey to replace him. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, Thomas Partey, I haven't really heard any news recently about him leaving Arsenal. Like, is that still a thing that's possibly going to happen or what? If I was Arsenal, though, to be honest, I'd want to keep Partey. I think him and Rice, that's a very good pivot. It's just, can Partey stay fit? I don't know. Yo, cheers, chat. I've been waffling, but that's A-okay, man. I love doing these football frenzy videos. Big up to everybody that's in here as well. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me make sure that I got this all set up. Okay, now let's go back to Chelsea. Now, have you guys saw the report saying that Chelsea are in for Andreas Pereira, the attacking midfielder from Fulham, the Brazilian? Now, I tried not to criticize Chelsea too much because I like the players that they have. I rate a lot of them. And I can actually see the vision with what they're trying to do. I don't agree with everything, but I don't think Chelsea are going to be as bad as a lot of people think they are. I actually think Chelsea next season are going to surprise a lot of teams. A lot of people are going to be backtracking on some of their statements. But then I see stories like this. And then I start to think, what the hell are they doing? Because it's very, what's the word? It's very obvious what Chelsea need to make their squad better. It's very glaring in their squad, the profiles and positions they need. Why are you being linked to Andreas Pereira? You don't need an attacking midfielder. You need a striker, a center back, a left back. What the hell is Andreas Pereira going to do? If you buy him, where does he play? He's not going to start. And they're saying that Chelsea are willing to bid $42 million for him. What is going on? He's not better than Cole Palmer. He's not better than Nkunku. He's not better than Madueke. He's not better than Nicholas Jackson. Where's he going to play? Is this a move just for squad depth? Because if it is, then fair enough. But then you do this kind of transfer after you buy a striker. I just don't understand it. Like, Chelsea are just trying to be wingers and midfielders FC. Now, I don't think Andreas Pereira is shit. He's an average player. But there's a reason why he's at Fulham, right? There's a reason why he hasn't gotten another big move. He was at Manchester United, couldn't get into the team there, went on loan back to Brazil a few years ago, came back, signed for Fulham, and he's been decent for them. But he's not what Chelsea need right now. I don't get it. So you're telling me that Chelsea would rather bid $42 million for Pereira, but won't bid $42 million for Ivan Toney? You guys can see why I'm a bit confused here, right? And I've seen this story from multiple people. It's not even like BS small account been posting this out. Bro, Chelsea got to get their shit together. I don't know what the plan is for that club. I still rate their players, and I still think that they're going to have a good... I think Chelsea are going to come top 5. I think you have to win the Conference League, and you got to go deep in the domestic cups. But you're going to have a better chance of hitting your season goals if you got a striker. Nicholas Jackson's your striker, bro. He cannot be leading a front line. We saw that last season. And I don't even think Nicholas Jackson's that bad. He just can't put the ball into the back of the net consistently. Everything else with his game is really good. He can hold up play, can link the ball, makes good run-ins. He's technical, can receive it. But as your main striker, he cannot do that. Why are you looking at Andreas Pereira? I don't know. Maybe they're about to sell somebody and he's going to come in to replace. I have no idea. He's a midfielder that can play as a left winger / left midfielder. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's bro. And then like the overpay as well, $42 million for him. It's crazy. I don't get it, bro. Have you Googled Chelsea's squad? 5 goalies, 15 defenders, 15 mids, and 15 forwards? Bro, they got to start selling some of these players. They have to. What about João Palhinha? Well, João Palhinha is at Bayern Munich, bro. They just signed him like a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Chris, what's going on, bro? Chelsea are buying every prospect, hoping one of them become a star. Yeah, but Pereira's 28. He's not a prospect. And I'm not yelling at you, bro. I'm just yelling in general. I'm just a loud person. He's not a prospect. He is what he is. It is a grown-ass man. This is not like buying an Esteval Willian or a Marc Guéhi from Barcelona, or who else did they buy that's kind of young, right? Like, it's not the same. Pereira is 28 years old. He is what he is, and that's an average midfielder. I don't even know how the hell he plays for Brazil, because whenever he gets on the pitch, he doesn't wow me. You guys know I did watch-alongs. You guys know I backed Brazil all Copa just to end up looking like a dickhead. And every time Pereira came on the pitch, I said, a Fulham midfielder playing for Brazil is crazy. I gotta stop yelling. I'm gonna lose my voice one of these days, man. I'm gonna fucking lose it, bro. I'm gonna lose it. Chelsea, Todd Bowley. Get a striker. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Your midfield is sorted, right? You don't got to go buy midfielders. Your wingers, maybe you do need a left winger, right? Cole Palmer got that right side of the pitch locked up. So, yeah, if you don't really believe in Sterling anymore, or Madueke, or Mudryk, yeah, go get a left winger. But Pereira, not the guy. He's not. Like, what are we actually doing here? What are we doing here? Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, Adam. Santi Jimenez is shit. I watched him in Copa. He was dropping stinker after stinker for Mexico. I don't know what he does for Feyenoord in the Dutch league. I heard that he does bad goals for them. But when his country needed him the most, when Mexico were getting knocked out of the group stage, he turned into the Avatar. He vanished. When his people needed him the most, he was nowhere to be found. This guy, you might as well put me out there to play striker for Mexico the way that he was so ineffective. I probably would have made some better runs. I'm not going to lie, chat. I'm pretty fast. I'm shit at football, though. I'm a pace merchant. I'm a kick and run kind of guy. That's the only way that I'm creating. But, yeah, let me see. What else you guys saying? Oh, okay. I got you, Rajat. I got you. Chelsea are obsessed with youngsters. Christopher says true. I meant in general. But, yeah, Pereira, but he's so average, bro. What happened to Real's pursuit? Oh, you're talking about the midfielder from River Plate? I have no idea what's going on with that. And I don't really care because I don't think this kid, I don't think he comes in and gets minutes anyways, right? He's probably going to, so if we buy that kid, he's probably going to just go on loan. Our midfield is stacked. Where is he getting in? So I don't really care. You know, like whatever the club decide to do, then it's good with me. I trust Florentino Perez, Juni Calafat. Everybody at Madrid, they have credit in the bank. So if they don't think that a player is worth the money, or if they don't want to, do something, I'm all for it. Okay. Yo, shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Definitely make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to get in the chat. Because I do have it on subscribers mode only, bro. I'm just trying to grow a little bit, and I feel like can't grow if I'm not being active, if that makes sense. But let's get moving. And look, this is going to. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so only 4 more topics, people. I feel like I'm actually making some good time here. Wow, usually, we're already almost an hour in. I would have only covered 2 topics, but, I'm getting a little better here. Yeah. Let's keep it moving, though, because we're going to finally talk about my club, right? Now, we all know that Real Madrid were in the market for a center back this summer, right? Lenny Yoro went to Manchester United. Fair enough. They bid a crazy amount of money for him. We didn't think he was worth it. We didn't match it. So he had to go there because Lille forced him to make that deal. So it is what it is. But we still have to address the center back position, right? Now, I don't really think it's a dire need for Madrid. You still got Antonio Rudiger there, who is arguably the best center back in the world. You got Eder Militao. You got David Alaba, who should be coming back from injury at some time next season. Jesus Vallejo is going to also be staying with the squad. He's a decent center back, right? We all remember a few years ago that performance that he put in against Man City in the Champions League. But as of right now, those are our 4 center back options, unless you also want to count Tchouaméni, who had to play center back last season a lot because of the injuries that we had. So we don't necessarily need to go out there and overpay or be panicked about our center back options. But I think it would be nice to address that position. And a player that we're now being linked to, Piero Hincapié, the Ecuadorian center back that plays for Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen. Now, he's a player that I've actually known about for like a year or 2. And I've watched him quite a few times. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I like the profile. I think he is a very good player. I saw him for Bayer Leverkusen. I've watched him in Copa America for Ecuador, and he was one of the best defenders in the tournament. He was one of the best defenders in the Bundesliga last season. Now, for Leverkusen, his club, he's the center back. Him and Jonathan Tah cooked last season en route to Leverkusen being invincible and winning their first ever title, doing the domestic double. But for Ecuador, especially in Copa that just passed, he was playing as a left back, and he was cooking. Ecuador were a pretty fun team to watch during that tournament, and I can definitely see us going in for him. Now, if you read that report that I have there on the graphic, they're also bringing up the point that Xabi Alonso is the favorite to be Real Madrid's next manager when Carlo leaves, right? Carlo's deal expires after next season. And if you do bring in a Xabi Alonso, he's probably going to want to bring a few players that he rates with him, right? That's why you see all the links to Florian Wirtz. And now you are going to maybe start seeing more links with Hincapié because he is a really good player. He's good on the ball. He's a good defender. He can pass out from the back. He does well when being pressed, when teams are playing a high line. I would take him. I would. Now, I wonder how much Leverkusen would want for him. His market value is like 40 M's. I'm thinking you could maybe get a deal done depending on how many years are left on his contract. If it's not running out, then you could probably sign him for about 50, 52 million. And I think he'd be keen on the move. I mean, he's from South America, right? No players from South America grow up wanting to play for Bayer Leverkusen, right? They all dream about either Real Madrid or Barcelona. But then at the same time, from his POV, it's like, okay, if I join Real Madrid, am I going to start? Because is he better than Rudiger? No. Is he better than Eder Militao? No. I'd give Militao the benefit of the doubt because I've watched him more. But I think with his profile of being able to play as a center back and a left back, there could be some playing time for him there. But yeah, this is a story to keep your eyes on, people, just because I think he's a really good player. And I would love for us to sign him, especially with us, maybe missing out on our main center back option that we would have wanted to bring in Lenny Euro. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about Hincapié. Again, Copa America was really impressed by him. I think he made team of the tournament as well. For Bayer Leverkusen, between him and Jonathan Tah, I'd prefer to get this guy. He's younger, hasn't had as many injuries as what Tah has had. But yeah, I think Leverkusen could get rated this summer. It's gonna be interesting to see if they're gonna be able to hold on to their players. But it's gonna be pretty hard for them to do that. And this guy Hincapié, if Real Madrid come knocking, I don't think he's going to say no, bro. It'd be pretty hard for him to. And, yeah, I think he fits the profile. I think he would do a good job at Madrid. But what do you guys think about him? Have you been watching him in the Copa? Have you watched him last season for Bayer Leverkusen? Let me know. Why not get Hermoso, the free agent from Atletico? I'm not too sure about Hermoso. I got to look into him a little bit more. I'm not too familiar with his game for me to really give you an honest opinion. Can't see Hincapié in Madrid shirt next year, but soon maybe. Yeah, who knows? Atletico got Lenormand baller. La Liga's cooking. El Clasico's going to be lit. EPL in the mud. Farmers League. Bro, Jordans, they're on something, bro. I've been saying it for a long time. The Premier League is a farmers league, right? Because if any other league in the world had one team win it 4 times, they'd be talking about how shit it is. Ooh, it's not competitive. Now, what I will say, though, is even though I think the Prem is a farmers league, it's the most entertaining league in the world. It is. It's very entertaining. It is. But we got to just be real. Because if Real Madrid won 4, 5 titles in a row, we'd be calling, well, they'd be calling Spain a farmers league. They called the Bundesliga a farmers league. Fair is fair, but it is entertaining, though, to be fair to them. Definitely is a fun league to watch. But, yeah, man, other teams got to step it up. In England, their whole culture there is like a loser mentality, which I don't necessarily agree with. Like, there's no pressure to win trophies, right? Like, that's why you got people twerking for Arteta, right? Or, you know, you got people just happy to finish top 4, right? And then I think Man City right now have the highest standards, and that's why they're going to continue to win trophy after trophy after trophy, because they're the only teams that demand that, where other teams are just more so happy to just be in the conversations. But look, let's move on, though, and I promise you guys, this will be the last time for the day on this stream that we talk about Chelsea. Now, a report broke saying that Lunin is close to signing for them. And this came out of nowhere because I haven't seen Lunin getting linked to Chelsea anywhere aside from this. And I think he's a really good goalkeeper. I don't want to lose Lunin, but I understand if he wants to leave Real Madrid. Last season, I know a lot of people don't watch us in La Liga, right? A lot of you guys don't watch us week in, week out. And fair enough. If it's not your team, why would you, right? Like, why would you be watching, like, Real Madrid versus Girona, right? Like, Real Madrid versus friggin', like, Villarreal. I get it. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Lunin last season was one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Courtois went down early in the season before it even really started. Madrid went into the loan market and brought in Kepa. Kepa was supposed to be the number 1 last season. And Carlo tried to force him to do that, right? He didn't really want to give Lunin a chance. But Lunin outplayed Kepa so much that Carlo had no choice but to start this guy week in, week out. And his performances last season were amazing. Week in, week out. Every single game. Making big saves, looking composed in the back. I'd go as far to say last season, we didn't miss Courtois. We didn't. That's how well Lunin played. I felt confident with him at goalkeeper. He made some mistakes, which is to be expected, but he cooked. That Champions League performance, you guys saw him in that penalty shootout. You guys saw him making those big saves. He is a really good goalkeeper. He didn't have the best Euros, right? I don't know what was going on there. I guess, look, when you got Zinchenko as your left back, who's getting cooked all damn tournament, yeah, that would put the defense and goalkeeper under a little bit of pressure. So I'm going to give my guy Lunin some grace here. But he is a player that I do want us to keep. Now, the thing with Lunin is he has to make up his mind very soon on what he wants to do. Because I do believe he wants to get more game time. But at Madrid, with Courtois, who's arguably the best keeper in the world, that's not going to be promised to him. So with him only having 12 months left on his deal, you either sign an extension or you have to leave now, right? I don't want to lose Lunin for free. And I think Chelsea presents him an excellent chance to be a number one keeper right away. He's better than Sanchez. He's better than Petrovic. Lunin doesn't really have that many weaknesses. He can play out from the back. He has good hands. He comes out for crosses. He's a big goalkeeper as well. So it would be a good signing, in my opinion, for Chelsea if they're able to get this deal done. But I want him to stay. I can tell you somebody that does want him to leave, and that's Kepa, right? Because Kepa wants to come back to Real Madrid. This guy was living a fairy tale last season. He went from having to live in London, having to be at Chelsea, to having a nice 12 months in Madrid. Won La Liga, Spanish Super Cup, the Champions League. This guy is kicking ball with freaking Rudiger, right? Danny Carvajal, Chouameni, Camavinga, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Jude Bellingham, Fede Valverde, Arda Güler, Vinicius, Rodrigo. And then he has to come back? I was saying it last season. I was like, yo, somebody got to check on Kepa's mental health. Because, to now have to go back to Chelsea and play there versus staying in Spain, the weather is better, the food is better. Yeah, that could probably be very taxing on your mental health. And all the reports are saying that Kepa is waiting to see what happens with Lunin. Because if Lunin ends up leaving Madrid, the club want to bring Kepa back as our number 2. Now, I don't really want Kepa as a number 2 because God forbid an injury happens. I don't know if I feel comfortable with him starting week in, week out. I think when he did start for us last season, he was okay, but Lunin was just so much better than him that it wasn't even close. But, yeah. Anyways, aside from Kepa, I think Lunin is going to think about leaving for sure. This is why he hasn't signed a new deal yet. I mean, it's pretty obvious. His agent's probably taking calls from teams, seeing what his market is, seeing who's interested in him, seeing what would be the best fit for him. And if his main priority is just being a number 1, then I think Chelsea presents him a good opportunity. And again, I already told you guys, I think Chelsea next season are going to do well. I think they're going to compete for top 4, top 5. I think they are going to win the Conference League, and they are going to go deep in the domestic cups. That has to be the expectations for them. And I'd be more confident of those predictions if they did have a goalkeeper like Lunin, because he is that good. I want him to stay. I want him to sign a new contract. And then whenever Courtois leaves, I think Lunin should be the number 1. But if he leaves, can't blame him. He's 25 years old, and he wants to get more game time. Fair enough. So let me know what you guys think about Lunin possibly heading to Chelsea. Is this a good deal or nah? You're not really feeling it. Let's see. Big up to Coolest. He says, bro, it's a farmers league, but just entertaining because they got much bigger clubs. Yeah, like the money that they have in England to spend, they're able to. So this is why, for example, in England, right, there's a big 6. Because there's 6 clubs that all have a lot of money to spend, and they do bring in big name players, and everybody wants to watch it. So I do believe the Premier League is a farmers league, but it's just the most entertaining. 2 things can be right. Dani Olmo and Fabian Ruiz to Barca along with Williams. Barca is rolling with the Spain team soon. There's no way that they're going to get Dani Olmo and Fabian Ruiz. I don't think Barca have the money. They have money, but they're going to have to sell a few players to get that deal done to bring in all those guys. Let me see. Dang, do everything. So Lunin stay at Madrid. Don't obviously want him to go. Yeah, bro. I don't really think any Madrid fan wants Lunin to leave the club. He's played really well. EPL ain't that fun because last season, Luton, Sheffield, etc. never beat any bigger teams. Cadiz and Mallorca stunned Barca now and again. Burnley and the man absolutely snore fest. Too many shit teams in the Prem. Yeah, but like the top... All right, think about it, bro. Think about it. Let's be fair to the Prem, right? You got Man City, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool. Did I say Man United already? Whoa, you got Tottenham. You got Chelsea. You got Aston Villa. You got Newcastle. That's 8 teams, bro. Like, let's be honest. It is entertaining, Jordans. Like, we just got to be real, my guy. Adam says, and to be fair, Lunin wasn't even starting for Ukraine until he started for Real Madrid. Okay. Yeah, I never watched Ukraine play a national team game up until the Euros. And I thought they were going to do a lot better. They were pretty underwhelming. Would Brentford beat Betis? Would Everton beat Villarreal? Name a few. EPL is good. I mean, Euros pundit saying Spain had an extra day's rest. Walker, Carvalho. I get what you're saying, bro. I understand. How I view it is, let me see. Okay. Look at the top 10 for La Liga. Look at the top 10 for the Premier League. Do you think, aside from Madrid, Barca, and Atletico, do you think any other teams in Spain would be in the top 10 of the Premier League? I don't know. And again, the league just has, bigger players in there, like more big name players just kind of spread throughout. Whereas in Spain, I think the quality of football in La Liga is better. But let's be honest. If you're not watching Madrid, Barca, or Atletico, you're probably not watching the league. I think that's just more so like where I'm coming from. But your argument's fair, though. I don't think that you're saying something that's crazy. Spain just big 3. Yep. I agree. Even though Girona was a nice surprise last season. That was very nice. And I thought what Girona did was really impressive. The football that they played, right? Savio, cooking, Dubbic. You got Yankudo, who was there as well. Miguel Gutierrez, who's from Madrid's academy, cooking. Like, that team was pretty entertaining to watch. So for me, I think in terms of quality, La Liga is the #1 league in the world. But in terms of just overall entertainment, I get why the Prem is like the #1 league, just because of all the big teams that are there. But yeah, let's keep it moving though, guys. Rajat says, do not know why Lunin wants to leave the world's biggest club, leave Madrid to sign a Chelsea, maybe get 5th, 6th. Yeah, but the thing is though, I think he wants to play. He wants to be the #1 keeper. And you're not going to get that at Madrid right now. He's already won multiple Champions Leagues, right? La Ligas. He's won everything. Now he's more so thinking about it like, yo, let me go get my play time. If I was him, I would not leave, though. So I get what you mean, Rajat. Chelsea finished 8th. United 7th. Spurs never win. It's true. Spurs are shit. You're right. I don't even know why I brought them up because I don't think Spurs are a big club. Nottingham, not the worst team from EPL, to be honest. Nottingham are okay. Real Sociedad versus Brighton. I'd watch that. Girona versus Sport. Nah, come on, bro. Look, Girona cooked last season, but I don't know if they'd beat Tottenham. I don't know. Look, we'll probably see in the Champions League, right? Girona are now in the Champions League. Next season, they added a lot more games to it, so the Champions League format is expanded. So who knows, bro? But it's a good debate for sure. Valencia was supposed to be in the top 4, but the financials hit them worse than Barca. Okay. Sociedad versus Chelsea. Sounds like a Europa League matchup. Grimaldo over in Spain's bench. Didn't Grimaldo just sign for Bayer Leverkusen, or am I wrong? I think he did. Cadiz versus Arsenal. Oh, my days. All right. Where should we go next, guys? You know what? Let's actually talk about the one player that looked really good for England in the Euros. And that is Marc Guéhi. Now, the Crystal Palace center back, if I'm being honest, I think he cooked this Euro tournament. I think the Euros and his performances that he put on there have put him on the radar of a lot of these elite clubs around Europe. Because let's be honest, most people are not watching Crystal Palace unless they're playing one of the big 6 clubs. So his performances might have threw off a lot of people. It definitely threw me off because I've heard of him, right, since he was at Chelsea. Then he went on loan to like a few other clubs. Then he got the move to Crystal Palace. And I have heard good things about him for like a year or so, but I never really sat down and paid that much attention to him, again, unless they were playing a big club. And I think in the Euros, England were an awful team to watch. It felt like I was being punished having to watch these guys. They played shit football, didn't score any goals, didn't create any chances. It was awful, people. I do not recommend watching England on a live stream. If I was able to go to sleep and then maybe wake up and watch some of it and go back, then yeah, it'd have been perfect. But the fact that I had to actually sit on stream and try and be entertaining during England games was awful. I'm telling you, they are just awful to watch. But with that being said, I was very impressed by Marc Guéhi. And what everybody's been saying about him, it looks like it checks out. He's a strong defender that's good on the ball. He's good in the box, could make slide tackles, could make regular tackles, interceptions. He's also strong as well. Bro, he was the best defender for England. He really was. He cooked this tournament. And now he's being linked to Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Newcastle, Tottenham, who else? Juventus. And while I don't think he leaves this summer, right? Because I don't think Crystal Palace are going to want to sell him. If I was him, I'd be looking to make a move for sure. And by the way, Crystal Palace, I think their scouting goes under the radar because they got a lot of players in that team that could go for big money, right? We just saw Olise go to Bayern Munich. Eze is going to probably be sold at some time for big money. Marc Guéhi, big money move is in his future. Joachim Andersen, really good player. What's the guy's name? Is it Tyreek Mitchell, the left back? I hope I didn't say his name wrong. He's going to probably get a big move as well, just down the line. They have scouted really well, and they're going to benefit from that. Now, out of all the teams that he's being linked to, if I was Marc Guéhi, I think Bayern Munich makes a lot of sense because Bayern, they need center back help. They're about to get rid of De Ligt. He's going to go to Manchester United, it looks like. Upamecano is a bozo, right? This guy's always getting red cards or yellows or making mistakes. Kim Min-jae don't really look as good as he was advertised at Napoli. They also just signed like another Asian defender, Bayern did, from Stuttgart. I don't know how good that player is. But I think Bayern, Marc Guéhi, I could see that happening. I'm pretty sure that Vincent Kompany is also familiar with him, right? Because Kompany managed Burnley, right? So I'm pretty sure this is a player that he's seen firsthand and seen how good he is in that defense. If I was him, Bayern, that was like a good move. Real Madrid, I don't see that happening. Don't see it happening. No. Because the money that they're talking about. They're saying Crystal Palace would want around 70 million. Madrid are not doing that. No. Yeah, maybe if it was a little cheaper, maybe. Would he be a good signing? Yeah. But I don't think he'd start for Madrid either, like how he could start for Bayern at the moment. Newcastle also makes sense, right? They're a team that's in a bit of a weird spot right now because Newcastle have these rich owners but they're not able to spend as much money as they really want to because of FFP and all these other weird rules. But they got to start making some big signings soon, because they went, right, and they finished top 4 a few seasons ago. Then they fell off a cliff. What's next for them? Their big players are being linked with moves away, right? Like Isak's being linked away. So is Bruno Guimaraes. What the hell's happened to Sandro Tonali? When's he coming back? They need him. I could definitely see Marc Guéhi being a transfer that they'd be keen on, especially because he's English as well. Think it'd be a good signing for them. But they are one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think that would be a good signing for them. If I was Newcastle, I'd be trying to keep Guimaraes. I'd be trying to keep Isak. Bring back Tonali. Hopefully he's done gambling. And then, yeah, you could fix up your back line by adding a young English defender, one that's arguably going to be starting for England for many years to come. Because I can't see Harry Maguire getting back into that back line, especially now that Southgate's out, because the performances that Marc Guéhi's put in were very good, him and John Stones. So, yeah, I could definitely see these English clubs wanting to bring him in. You know that they want their English quota filled. Same thing with Tottenham. Even though I just don't think that Marc Guéhi would get in that Tottenham starting 11, at least not right away, because they got Christian Romero. They also got Van de Ven. So, like, where does Guéhi fit in there, especially for that kind of money? I can't necessarily see Daniel Levy wanted to spend all that bread. But look, he's a good player. As I said, I rate him a lot. Was very impressed with him throughout the Euros. And I'm going to be interested to see if he leaves this summer. And if he doesn't, then I'm going to keep an eye on him next season for sure, a lot more, just because I think a big move is in his future. And I wonder what his contract situation is like. But, yeah, Crystal Palace, they're not going to just be giving away their players for nothing, bro. They want big money, and they're going to reinvest that into the squad. But, yeah, I think, as I said earlier, Crystal Palace's scouting, it goes underneath the radar, for real. Like, people need to talk about that a lot more, like how they're able to scout and develop players. Let me see. So, City, Madrid, Arsenal, Barca, Athletic, Madrid, Liverpool, Man United, Real Sociedad, Spurs, Girona, Chelsea, Villarreal. Okay, so you're just giving me like the equivalents? I got you, bro. And yeah, who else is excited for Crystal Palace in August? Well, I'm not. Yo, their new kits are nice. That's what I'm excited about, is seeing them kits. Manchester United were interested. Yeah, they were. I remember those links, but, you know, they just signed Euro. They're trying to get the Ligt deal done as well. Now, if Everton wants $70 million for Jarrad Branthwaite, if I was United, I'd rather spend $70 million on Marc Guéhi over Branthwaite. Not sure he is Real level yet. Yeah, me neither. Let me see. Girona is owned by, City's group. The sporting director is Pep's brother. By the way, how are they both allowed to play in Champions League? It goes against the rules. Ooh, yeah, they are part of City Group. Like that, like Girona, Troyes in France. Like, that's how they were able to sign Savio so easily, because they bought him years ago when he was still in Brazil. Then I think he signed for Troyes. Then they loaned him to Girona, and he cooked at Girona. Then City bought him. So he's kind of came through that City Group. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Yeah, because how were City able to sign Savio, but Man United can't sign Todibo from Nice because they're owned by the same owners? Huh. That's actually one to think about, guys. Never thought about that. Who says, bro, we got no center back options. At least I'm having thought we're definitely going to get a loan. Wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry, bro. I just read this completely wrong. Big up to my guy, Coolest. He says, bro, we got no center back option. At least I'm having a thought that we are definitely going to get a loan. You will, Madrid don't want to buy a center back with huge funds. Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, bro. That's what I just brought up, Rajat. Like, that's a little weird. Tonali will be back in Man United third game of the season again. Oh, okay. That's going to be a big boost for them because they missed him last season, bro. They spent like 70 M's on a player that ended up not being able to play for them. Crazy. Opinion about Rashford's chances. He will leave the club if Watford bids. Bro, maybe in FIFA. Not in real life. But, yo, let's get into the last story of the day. Now, whoa. How many of you guys are familiar with Richard Ríos, the Colombian midfielder that plays for Palmeiras in Brazil? Because a few months ago, I wasn't that familiar with him. But I'm very familiar with his game now. This guy is quality. The first time that I've heard of Richard Ríos was when I was looking up things about Endrick. And then when Chelsea signed Estevan Willian, I was also looking up things about him. And a lot of people were talking about their teammate at Palmeiras, Richard Ríos. And this guy looks like a really good player. He cooked in Copa America. He was one of the best midfielders in that tournament. And while I was watching Colombia, in my head, I'm saying this guy's going to get a move this summer. He will. He looks like the perfect number 8 that can also play as a 6. He's good in defense. He's very good with the ball at his feet. His passing is really good. And he has a long shot on him. I was like, bro, this guy plays in Brazil? How come I haven't heard any clubs getting linked to him? And now the rumors are starting to come. They're saying that Everton and Leicester are both interested in signing him. And here's the thing. Palmeiras may only want 15 to 20 M's. That would be great business. I think he automatically upgrades these two teams' midfields, especially Everton, who just lost Onana to Aston Villa. But if I'm Richard Ríos, I'm not going to these clubs. No, I'm waiting for a big move. I'm waiting for an elite club to come in for me. Because Palmeiras have been like one of the best teams in Brazil the last 2 to 3 seasons. They've been winning everything. So he's probably comfortable. But if you do want a move to Europe, I think other clubs will be around. I'm telling you, yo, did you guys watch Colombia and Copa? This guy cooked. I think he could go to Arsenal right now and contribute. He could be in that pivot next to Declan Rice. I think even at Man City, he could play with Man City in that pivot next to Rodri. What other clubs need a center mid that has the profile to carry the ball, but can also sit back as well? Deep line playmaker, press resistant, has a good shot on him as well. I'm telling you, bro. Copa, yo, these summer tournaments, if you perform well, it could change your life. And in that Copa run that he had, I'm telling you, he will be in Europe next season. I don't know with who. But whoever gets him is getting a really good player. If I was him, though, I wouldn't want to go to Everton or Leicester. No, I wouldn't want to go to England, if I'm being honest. Unless it's for, like, one of the big clubs. But, yeah, I just want to bring him up, though. Maybe we'll talk about him a little bit more if a bigger club gets linked to him, just because I don't really know what Everton and Leicester need. I'm not paying attention to them. Leicester are just coming back up from the championship, right? I know Everton need midfield help because they just sold Amadou Onana. So that is like an obvious thing. But Leicester, they were about to get rid of Ndidi, right? His contract ran out, but then they re-signed him. They did lose Dewsbury Hall to Chelsea, so he could go in and maybe fill that role. But I was very impressed watching this guy this summer. And I'm telling you, any team that comes in for him, he will be in the conversation for one of the signings of the summer. He's that good. I feel that confident about it. Like, when I watch players, I know what I like to see from midfielders and attackers, right? Like, I don't really care about the stats like that. I'm more of an eye test kind of guy. And this guy on the ball, his positional awareness, I don't really have any complaints. Now, maybe he just had a really good tournament and he's not as good as what I'm thinking. But I've been seeing a lot of people in South America rate him highly as well. So I got to kind of trust those guys that watch him a lot, and I'm going to trust my own judgment. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see if he does end up at one of these two teams. And it'd be interesting to see how he does in a league like the Premier League, because it's the fastest league in the world, physical as well. You're not going to get that much time on the ball. And I think he's going to excel. But like if I was, for example, like Barcelona, right? A team that don't really have that much money, according to reports, they go in and get him. I'd have to say, yeah, that's a very good fucking deal, bro. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What you guys saying though, man? What you guys saying? Oh yeah, did you watch the Brazilian Cup draw? Guess what? Palmeiras will play for Mengo. Okay, yeah, no, I didn't watch it. Let's see. Yo, bro, go back and just like, I'm pretty sure you could maybe go watch his highlights from Copa America if you have not, chat. Like, if you're not familiar, I'm telling you, I was very impressed. Very. I think this guy's gonna be a very good player whenever he arrives in England. Scout well, bro. I was doing my thing this summer. I damn near watched every Euros and every Copa game on stream. It's the first time I ever did this. And I paid attention a lot more than what I usually did. And he stood out, bro. Maybe Italy or Spain will be good. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I got his age wrong. Because, like, I feel like I was, like, rushing with some of these graphics. Let me see. How old is Richard Ríos? Nope, I was right. He is 24. Yeah, he's not even that old. But, yeah, if I was Arsenal, Man City, not Chelsea, they don't need him. Not Liverpool either. They don't need him either. But, you know, I'm just saying, look, any team that needs a midfielder, pivot, he's the guy. He's the guy. People always say Barca got no money, but La Liga loaned them money. The president of La Liga even said Williams is coming. Bro, I don't think Barca are as broke as they make us believe, because they're a massive club. They generate hundreds of millions every single season. But I do believe there are some financial issues there. I just don't think that it's as bad as what the media says, because they said Barca had no money, and then they went out there and signed Rafinha, Jules Koundé, Lewandowski. Who else? They're probably going to go sign Nico Williams this summer. So clearly they got some P's. You know what I'm saying? But yo, big up to everybody that joined today. Yo, this stream was super fun. W stream, W chat. Make sure that you guys smash that like button for me and subscribe if you've not done so already. And when I end this video, it's going to redirect you to, what's the word? It's going to redirect you to my next stream that I'm going to be doing in about 50 minutes. It's going to be me and my boy Edwin. We're going to be talking about Enzo Fernandez. He's a Chelsea fan, he's an Arsenal fan, by the way. So we're going to be talking about the Enzo situation. We're going to be talking about why his club don't move fast in the transfer market. We're going to talk about Trent possibly joining Real Madrid. And we're also going to be talking about Manchester United, because what they're doing at Ineos at the moment is crazy. They're cooking right now. Right, chat? But yeah, hope to see you guys there, man. As I said, appreciate you guys for joining. And yeah, people, I'm out. Peace.